Wait, no, this guy? Shocking. Oh, shit. That's a brave American, goddammit. This cancel culture coming through right now. Ben Shapiro is going to be like, actually, it's okay that he said it, okay? Yes, he was being a little bit anti-Semitic, but a little bit of anti-Semitism is all right as long as you're, an honorable patriot defending the rights of white Americans. He's the guy that was on Scuffed and was the guy that stood during the national anthem when the rest of his NBA team was kneeling for BLM. Bonus meme, Miami Heat, his team is owned by a Jewish dude. Yeah. Dude, you joke, but watch him actually. I would love to hear what Ben Shapiro has to say about this. I mean, he's literally defended Ann Coulter being anti-Semitic before and straight the fuck up said, Ben Shapiro in the past literally said after Ann Coulter's vile anti-Semitism that it was okay because she defends Israel, okay? Like, this is not even fake. Like, this is literally something Ben Shapiro has said, so it doesn't fucking matter. Like, he doesn't give a shit. Ben gave him the K-Pass, don't worry. Yeah. Wait, guys, I'm defending him because he's a big streamer, though. You know, hey, guys, I'm defending him because he's a big streamer, right? Like, I have to do that, right? You know what I mean? He's a famous guy who's on the platform, and, I love clout chasing, right? Yeah, shut the fuck up, dumbasses. Are you defending him? No, I'm not defending him. I'm just making fun of people who always fucking say shit like, apparently, I always end up defending people who are famous because I'm clout chasing or some shit. He said he wanted to say the N-word instead. Shut the fuck up. He did not say that. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, no, he did not say that. That's pretty funny, though. Oh, no, dude, I was trying to say the N-word. Sorry. No, a meme account said that a clip of the Heat Center, Miles Leonard is using effing cowards. Don't effing snipe at me, you fucking... I mean, there's a pause, okay? There's a big pause, bro. He, like, literally goes, you fucking... Blah! Like... Like, you know, he was thinking, like, what fucking word should I use here? Like, he went into his mind, like, it was like a Nintendo sequence, okay? Like, it was like Breath of the Wild. The game pauses. He's going through the user interface. He opens up the circle menu to see which fucking slur he's going to pull out. Like, you can see it happening in real time. He's like, boop. Brain pause. Circle menu. Which one do I use? Okay, I'm going to use a rare one. Boom. K-word. Open up the slur dialogue tree, dude. Oh, Jesus Christ. He chose one of the lesser known ones. Yeah, there's like hella people in my chat right now. They're like, can you please whisper me the slur? I don't know what the slur is. There's like 16-year-olds in the chat who are like, what slur was he using? I don't know. I want to learn this new slur. Please. Hey, chat, whisper me the slur, please. I don't know. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, that was a legendary unlock, dude. Epic slur. Oh, Jesus Christ. Leonard is known on the NBA as an average streamer. At one point last April, he streamed himself playing Call of Duty for 26 hours as a part of a fundraiser raising over $45,000 for Feeding America. Oh, damn. Pretty fucking cool that he was able to go for 26 hours playing Call of Duty without dropping one of those. Wow, that's really remarkable, dude. Good job. Hey, what about all the times where I wasn't saying slurs, though, you know? Yeah, a PSA 10 slur, dude. No. It's not a PSA 10 one. It's rare in comparison to like the more common ones, but it's not like the real rare ones are ones that you can kind of say because it's you don't even know it's a slur or not. You know what I mean? The real rare ones are ones that you find in like the antiquated archives of like West Virginian blood lineage categories. You know what I mean? Like what's the fucking what was the one? No, it's like I've talked about this before. When you're literally like a nerd for doing racism. By the way, this is a legitimate classification, for example, that was being used, I believe, in West Virginia until recently. And the word I'm thinking of is octoroon, which means that you're like 1/8, I think, black or something. Like, it's literally, this is, like, it's so racist that you don't fucking know that it's racist. You're like, what the fuck? Like, this is like, you go to the racism conference and you are trading your fucking rare PSA 10s back and forth, and that's where you figure it out. You know what I mean? You made that up? Oh, I made that up. Interesting that you say that. Let's take a look at the marriage let's look at the marriage licenses in West Virginia until recently. Or it wasn't West Virginia. It was actually Virginia. Sorry. Sorry to the West Virginians. Yeah, I made that up, right? Quadroon Moore, Virginia sued for making those who wed say what they are. Like, literally a thing. This, by the way, isn't from like 1968. This is from 2019 when they recently were like, hey, maybe we shouldn't do this anymore. I had a teacher who loved to pretend it wasn't offensive and used quadroon too. Yeah, like. Listening to people on Xbox Live is pure comedy, especially people on COD. Some pretty strange and vulgar comments. Hashtag mind blown. Yeah, I mean, that's from 2012. He learned. Yeah, this stems from the one drop rule for those of you who don't know. Like a lot of these classifications. Guys, it's when like just fucking learning to say bad words and dropping them is easy in comparison to doing the fucking work and research to unlock the ancient scripture of racism. This is when you've done the research, okay? When you've put in the fucking work to be racist. His agent calling him to get him, telling him to get off stream? What? Really? This dude, Myers Leonard, called someone a racist slur and they got on phone, called a little later and had the dip. Yeah, not a good look.
Yo, my wife needs me. She just called me. I gotta roll, brother. GG's.
Okay. Hey, GG about that. What do you think?
Yep.
Anyway, Jesus Christ. Racism quest line coming up at the Rooster. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I saw a post on one of those charts saying the Queen doing Punnett squares in the delivery room. What? Oh, the slur was yesterday. The call was today. Oh, okay. Rare slur discovery method. Listen for your grandpa/grandma's funny old timey words for non-white people, and boom, you probably have yourself a rare slur. It's like fucking Pokemon, dude. It's rare Pokemons. Anyway, okay. Watch one episode of South Park and you learn the K word pretty quickly. Gandhi said some super racist shit about black people. Use the rare K slur. I don't want to say. Yeah, Gandhi had some not so great things to say about black people. Yeah, of course. Sports Twitter. This is sports Twitter coming to shine, okay? Like black Twitter and sports Twitter do this whenever something like this happens, and they make some of the most delicious memes out there, which is incredible because half the time it's about like dumb shit that I don't care about and I don't really understand. You know what I mean? But when this happens, it's like, oh my God. Wait, hold on. Wonder what Myers Leonard was thinking to himself here. Oh. Oh, wow. Hey, boys, that's okay. First of all, guys, that's restraint. That's restraint. I've never seen someone actually say it without saying it like this before. Wow. Wow, dude. What the fuck, dude? Look at his face. He went to the Papa John's School of Restraint. Dude, this is a great segue into that story that I was going to cover yesterday, actually. Boys, you make fun, but, you know, there's people out here that are trying their goddamn hardest, okay? They're trying their goddamn hardest. Where's that video? Someone send me the fucking clip, please, of Papa John's talking about how he is trying not to say the N-word more and more, okay? This is called self-reflection and growth, okay? Look it the fuck up. Like the line you said the other day, it's like you watch Gran Torino and take notes. Yeah, exactly. Gandhi was in agreement with the caste system. Okay, I don't care, man. I just... Oh, here it is. Okay.
To a few years ago, and he said, "Take me back."
Dude, OAN has some great coverage. I don't know why people make fun of OAN, okay? They have such great coverage.
To a few years ago, and you start to see these headlines coming out and smearing your good name. How did you feel at the time when you were seeing these headlines?
State of shock. Unbelievable. I couldn't understand it. I mean, again, you have a public board that paints its chairman complicit, passive, or active. They paint the founder as a racist. They know he's not a racist. It's just unbelievable. And I used to lay in bed just going, how did they do this? And we've had 3 goals for the last 20 months to get rid of this N-word.
Hey, you don't understand. The day of reckoning was upon us, okay?
In my vocabulary. I used to lay in bed just going, how did they do this? And we've had 3 goals for the last 20 months to get rid of this N-word in my vocabulary and dictionary and everything else because it's just not true.
I don't understand. Like, you had 1,100 different ways of approaching this subject that would not make it seem like you're literally saying the N-word to a degree that, like, it's for survival. Okay? Like, that is probably the worst way of outing yourself. Like, he said he wanted to get rid of the N-word in his vocabulary, but then also said it's not true. He just...
Figure out how they did this and get on with my life. If Papa John...
Figure out... I know he means something else, but it's pretty funny thinking, like, figure out how others have done this, you know? The N-word is an incredibly important part of my vocabulary and vernacular, and I need to figure out how other people have done this. You know, how have they taken it out? I mean, I'm trying not to say it right now. Like, what does the N in OAN stand for? Every time I see the word, every time I see the letter, I can't get the word out of my head.
Say, hey, we got in a hurry. We didn't.
Isn't this what they say? Isn't this what liberals say when they do, you know, implicit bias training?
Follow proper.
Take me back to a few
Oh, Jesus Christ. This would be a great Cumtown bit. It probably is already. Man needs training montage in order for him to avoid saying it. In before Myers Leonard gets that Papa John sponsorship on stream. Use code anti-Semitism. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. You weren't in the gym shooting the N-word with Papa John. He put the work in. Dude, it's hard. It's hard to get it out of your vernacular, okay? Better ingredients. Okay, stop. Okay, stop. He did an H3H3 interview a while back where he explained that he was being framed by the board members. I wanted to believe him, but now I don't know what to think. Wait, what? Why would you believe him? He's like a psycho, dude. He's a very weird guy, okay? I was framed. These canceled fucks never have a moment of self-revelation. They fucking have to go on a media tour to explain about being called racist for being racist. Have you guys ever seen his TikToks? Is this the one? Oh yeah, it is.
Pineapple on pizza. It's the 100th time. No. Unless you're an Hawaiian.
He's gonna say it. Oh no, I can't watch it.
Pineapple on pizza. It's the 100th time. No. Unless you're an Hawaiian.
Dude, he's such a unique character. Nice one, dude. Making fun of someone wanting to better themselves. I mean, yeah, it's kind of wild that that Papa John's is like on a better track than some gamers, though. At least he like recognizes that it's at least he somewhat recognizes that it's bad, I guess, and he's no longer trying to say it. So good for him on trying to be better.
If we have,
you know, we love redemption here, King. I'm putting in the work. Okay. So let's move on from the story. What is this, 2021? And we're all whoopee?
the American experiment is the way to go. And if we have two American women, Meghan Markle and Oprah Winfrey, who are single-handedly finishing what George Washington and our revolutionary counterparts did, I'm all for it.
Okay.
There's a slur called piker. Look up ethnic slurs on Wiki. I know it's used against the Irish. It's like saying you're an Irish traveler, a fucking piker. Like the Pikeys, they were it's in Snatch, Brad Pitt's character, which is pretty funny because like Facebook is now and has been for a while the white supremacist hangout spot, right? And back in the day, Facebook would not let me have my last name because they thought that I was like using this anti-Irish slur. I had to like actually for months like reach out to Facebook and show them proof that like this is my last name, like actually my last name, so that I could have it. Have you ever seen Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels? Yes. I love that movie. So, sad news from Andrew. I don't know what's going on. I DM'd him, or not, I texted him. I'm sure he'll eventually get back to me with some clarification, but apparently he's no longer associated with All Gas No Breaks. He no longer receives any of the Patreon crowdfunding, YouTube monetization, or any other show income. Nick and Evan, who lived in the RV with me and created the original show material, are also no longer involved. We have no control over the accounts or future of the show. When I was 20, I wrote a book called All Gas No Breaks about hitchhiking around America as a teenager. At 21, I pitched the idea for a video-based road show to a production company who loaned me an RV to make videos and explore America with my best friends. I was ecstatic, so I signed an employment contract without reading it. Lesson learned. Thank you all for supporting me these past few years. It's been a time of my life. I can't wait to show you guys what I'm doing next. This is not the end. It's only the beginning to a bright, independent future for the team. I love y'all, Andrew. So he talked about this on the Vice interview as well. I don't know if you guys remember that. Look at that apache. He talked about it in the Vice interview as well. I remember him talking about this, but I guess he it's an anti-Irish traveler term, not anti-Irish. Yeah, that's what I said. That's why I said anti-Irish traveler. I thought it was his own team, and I'm pretty sure that it was. He thought it was his own property, but I guess the fucking company decided to take it over an RV. Can you imagine? Oh yeah, hey, we gave you an RV and like $10,000, so everything you've done is now ours, and we're gonna take it from you. So, you know. Oh no, Mars Leonard's at the PUBG bridge. What slur is he going to use now? I think we all know. Literally, what is the value of the brand without Andrew and the crew, though? I don't know. I don't know, like, who he's having beef with, too. Like, does he mean he's having beef with Heidecker? Or is it that, like... Or did Tim Heidecker's company that bought it bought like I think some of the rights or something? I don't know what the fuck happened there. I don't know what the behind the scenes stuff is. Or is it the production company that like is literally cashing in on it and saying, no, actually you bought us. Like you got in a contract with us and not Andrew. No, it's not Heidecker who bought the van, dude. And also he would never do that. Like he would never fuck All Gas No Brakes and Andrew over like that. I think he really liked them and wanted to work with them and created more unique opportunities for them. And then the other company was like, oh, this is really profitable now. So we're going to take it over and seize it. Anyway, there's also another thing going on. Twitch has added an automatic brand safety score, which will grade how brand-friendly streamers are based on things like chat behavior, ban history, manual ratings by Twitch staff, games played, age, auto mod, and more. This could get interesting. What do you think? This is gonna be terrible. Like, straight up. It doesn't fucking matter for me. Like, I don't want to run any ads regardless. It just makes it even less it further de-incentivizes people to run ads. And then it's gonna automatically come down to automatic ads no matter what. Most of the top streamers don't give a fuck about ads, by the way. You're saying you are so fucked, but it literally doesn't matter. Like, I don't want to fucking run ads. If I made $0 from ad revenue and had no ads on my show, I would be very happy with it. If it counts chat behavior, does that mean large streamers can just send chatters to gay people and then fuck them over? Yeah, it just opens up an opportunity, a unique opportunity for like 4chan and other places to like do N-word bots and stuff like that, which we fight against all the time. How does XQC doesn't have to run ads and you do? We have different contracts. But you're running ads, so you actually care about ads? No, I don't care. I don't. I would rather have zero fucking ads. If I actually cared about running ads and wanted to make a fuckload of money running ads, I would be running 5 minutes of ads every hour instead of 1 minute of ads every hour. And wouldn't tell you literally just fucking use ad blockers and shit. It's funny because like Twitch chat is doing that thing. Some people in the Twitch chat are doing that thing that I fucking hate. whenever I talk about like a health situation, everyone in Twitch chat is like, well, actually, I'm a doctor of science and medicine. So let me tell you, your ear pain is actually cancer. And it's the same thing. Everyone becomes like entertainment lawyers. You know what I mean? Well, I've overlooked your terms of your contract, and you actually could renegotiate immediately. Like, I am a doctor of the law, sir. Okay, so here's some fucking psychotic video.
Fucking and then I got corona. Yeah, what's up? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? My property. You about to get your ass for shit. Now you about to get beat the fuck up. Yeah, now you about to get beat the fuck up. Now you about to get beat the fuck up. What's up?
Why are they like so adamant that they're gonna beat this dude's ass? Like,
you don't touch my property. You don't buy it.
I mean, this is the point where you just spray him. You know what I mean? You fucking bust out the pepper spray and you just fucking spray the shit out of these psychos.
You don't buy it. I don't give a fuck. I bought it. I work hard for it. You're in the middle of nowhere. So what's up?
So
Bitch ass
did it like this?
Kick us out in the middle of the fucking thing. Are you stupid? I really have to like do something.
Did I told you to get out in the gas station? You didn't.
One girl pepper sprayed the driver after the camera's cut. Oh god, it's so fucking disgusting, dude. We're gonna be in a ride-share driver. You get assaulted all the time. You're not allowed to carry or use any form of protection. It's so fucking disgusting. Like actual fucking degenerate shit. Influencers, by the way. Wait, what do you mean they're influencers? How do you know that they're influencers? Are they? This job is more dangerous than being a cop? 100%. America is very safe and very cool and filled with interested and well-informed people. Yep. Oh. The one on the right is an influencer? Really? The Persian girl has like 12K followers on Instagram. Ugh. Ugh. Check replies for Insta where she incriminates herself more. It's just fucking trash, dude. Like, what a fucking trashy thing. What a horrible thing to do. Anyway, I found out about this when I was watching. I found out about this when I was watching, or earlier this morning when I saw Who's Gone Wild. I saw it on Who's Gone Wild. But she's probably blowing up because people are fucking following her now. What? My channel has been permanently demonetized for harassment. I upload Hassan reacts to spread education. People are living politics. Hassan might sometimes use harsh words, but he does not harass people. What the fuck? They're influencing me from not living in the U.S. Her response: California anti-mask crew coughed on a driver's seat. She plans to sue Uber. I mean, I don't know how to describe it. I mean, this is just like this is straight up Karen behavior. Okay, classic, and it's fucking disgusting. I don't know what else to say about it. There was a video of what is this? Steven Crowder enters a gym disguised as a trans woman to expose how trans people don't fit in with normal people. Accidentally demonstrates that almost nobody gives a shit and has to literally start throwing weights around like a child to instigate some conflict. Holy shit, he's got a fucking dumpy, dude. Okay, I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. It's because you dropped the weights. This is an old video. Oh, God, I'm so sorry. There is another person who came out against Crowder, and I don't know what the what this is like. We need to do more. I need to like look into this further. But Lucas Santo Bouge says, when I identified as a trans teenager, I was approached by Steven Crowder soliciting sex for me. I was 17. He offered me $1,000 and I couldn't turn it down. I was homeless and desperate. He has since told me he'd sue me if I spoke out and has slandered me to filth. Today I speak my truth. Crowder is unapologetically hateful towards trans people and was prevalent in our experience together. It was the worst few minutes of my life. His disdain for trans women and women in general is dangerous. Steven Crowder, me too, enough is enough. So I don't know what that is. Like, I don't know how, I'm sorry. Like, this is a huge, huge accusation. It could be, it seems likely. I mean, he does behave. It's like Alex Jones being a chaser. You know what I mean? It's not very surprising that Alex Jones is a chaser. Like, these people, the chaser is someone who's transphobic, but like wants to fuck trans people because they fetishize trans people. I don't know. I don't know enough about whether this is, he doesn't stream on Twitch. You can get him, lol. What do you mean? Guys, it doesn't matter. Like, I always look at stuff like this with the appropriate care that it deserves. What the fuck do you mean? Like, it doesn't matter. What are you about to say that, like, because Crowder has a lot of fucking views that I'm, like, worried about criticizing him or something? No. At some point, you legitimately have to recognize that I have a consistent position on these sorts of things and try to look at it with the care that it deserves, because I treat this situation with respect. I know that it's a joke that you're saying like I defend large streamers or whatever, but come on. Oh my god, they were making a joke. Chill. No, I won't fucking chill, especially because motherfuckers think that this is like a legitimate point of view or a legitimate criticism or something. Here, what is she saying? Going back to the Uber lady.
My boyfriend taught me. He taught me, don't let nobody play with you. Smack the fuck out them. That's what I was taught. So if y'all boyfriends told y'all to let this Uber, let y'all get out the car and get robbed or whatever the fuck would have happened, now that's on y'all. Hell no. And he lucky as hell I ain't have nothing on me on mamas, because if he would have played with me, bruh, it would have been a whole different story. For real. You not about to kick me out on the freeway. Everybody I know, 75% of people I know would have smacked the shit out of him or done some crazy ass off the wall shit. All I did was take his mask off and cough a little bit, but I ain't even have corona. So at the end of the day, okay, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that was disrespectful as fuck. I'm dead ass wrong for that, but it could have been avoided. Period, point blank. It could have been avoided. You could have just waited and made sure we was safe.
Dude, I'm literally going to headbutt people going forward. Stop sending me the same fucking link over and over again. I've talked about the all gas, no brakes situation. Do you want me to just... Here is the rest of this broadcast is now dedicated to the all gas, no brakes situation, okay? We're only going to talk about all gas, no brakes going forward, okay? Nothing else matters.
If you would have made sure, pass this fucking stupid ass Uber, bruh. Oh, mamas. That's why I take Lyft. That's why I take Lyft.
Except Lyft said, although this incident did not involve the Lyft platform, the unacceptable treatment of the driver in this video compelled us to permanently remove the rider from the Lyft community. Ah!
That's why I take Lyft. I'm finna sue Uber for
You don't have to be a dick. Oh, dude, come on. I'm covering something else.
the whole video, so they know they dead ass wrong. So where my check at? Where's my check? For real.
Yeah, I can't wait for her to be super fucking famous after going on Dr. Phil, baby. Let's go. All right. Finally, we're moving on to unemployment on Last Week Tonight with John Oliver for some, delicious furry jokes. among other things. Okay, I gotta go pee though.
Moving on. Our main story tonight concerns unemployment, the thing that would absolutely happen to me if AT&T executives ever find out what I've been saying about them. But on the other hand, what are they going to do? Look it up online? How? With their internet plan? And then what? Call someone? Using AT&T? I think I'm fine. Unemployment can be a traumatic event for anyone, even puppets.
Why isn't Mommy at work today? Yesterday, I lost my job, and I'm not going to be working, at least for a little while. Is it because Elmo has too many toys? Oh, no, baby. None of this is your fault.
It's nobody's fault.
Well, hold on there. Are we absolutely sure that it's not Elmo's fault? I don't know how much that plane costs, but I do know that maintaining a crayon-coloured liminal apartment where you live part-time with Dorothy and pet fish might be a problem for your now one-income family. So it's not your fault, Elmo. But also, quick shout out to Elmo's mom there. She's going through some shit, but she still managed to get her hair up in 2-strand twists before she went to bed the night before. She's taking care of herself and protecting those edges. Drop the routine, May. Post a selfie on the gram. What are your holy grail products? Patent Beauty? Shea Moisture? Or are you still rocking it old school with a bottle of pink oil and a jar of jam? I see you, Elmo's mom. But even for the non-puppet population, unemployment...
I'm so glad that I missed that part. He has to, dude. He has to. He just has to be. It's not furry stuff. It's puppet stuff, which is somehow worse than furry stuff. Or in a lot of circumstances could be linked back to furry stuff because puppets are kind of like, a lot of the puppets depicted are fucking furries.
Employment is an especially pertinent topic right now. It's been almost exactly a year since the pandemic hit and tens of millions of people lost their jobs, many of whom filed for unemployment insurance or unemployment. Our current system was created in the 1930s, and the basic idea was, like most insurance, to gather funds, particularly in the good times, so that there'd be money available to disperse in bad times. And to pay for all of this, states would tax employers. The concept was enthusiastically promoted at the time with educational films like this.
To show how job insurance works, let's introduce Steve, a Louisiana worker who has just lost his job. Now, each week, the letter carrier brings Steve a check for half the normal weekly wage he used to earn. The maximum is $15, the minimum is $5, or 3/4 of his earnings. Job insurance. This is the way the state of Louisiana is doing its part in the nationwide crusade against unemployment, fear, and insecurity.
Yes, attaboy, Steve! That newsreel, of course, from the makers of such classics as Amelia Earhart, the woman who will never die, and How to Fight the Nazis, even though, given this era's prevalent anti-Semitism, you most likely agree with a lot of what they're saying. But unemployment wasn't just created to save our nation's Steves from fear and insecurity. Economists generally agree that unemployment insurance is actually one of the most effective policies for recovering from a recession. Which does make sense, because when you give the unemployed money, they tend not to hoard it offshore in the Caymans, they spend it on shit they need. In fact, analysis from past recessions shows that every dollar spent on unemployment benefits boosted economy-wide spending by as much as $2. So it's a vital social safety net and has massive macroeconomic...
Oh, he just doesn't understand, dude. I took Econ 101 and totally purposely avoided any mention of Keynesian economics, so you're wrong, actually.
benefits. But despite that, over the years, our system has badly broken down. Something that became painfully clear this time last year when it was overwhelmed by new claims. We featured stories on this show of people having to call 50 times a day just to make an unemployment claim. But that was the tip of the iceberg.
Kentucky residents poured into the Capitol for their first chance to get an in-person meeting at a pop-up unemployment office since the pandemic began. Brianna Glass applied 3 months ago and is still having trouble getting payments. She stood in line yesterday, just days after giving birth.
I mean, I've called, I've emailed, I've did everything I possibly could, and still nothing.
Holy shit. Waiting in line for unemployment just after giving birth is already appalling, but the very phrase pop-up unemployment office is truly alarming. Much like emergency crematorium or elephant forceps, it suggests things have gone terribly wrong and are about to get significantly worse. Now, some of last year's chaos was because states' antiquated systems were simply overwhelmed. But it is a mistake to think of this merely as a technological problem, because the system underneath that shitty technology has been broken for years now, and sometimes deliberately. A quick way to measure the health of a state system is through its recipiency rates. That is basically the percentage of unemployed people that actually receive benefits. Now, it will never be 100% in this country because, rightly or wrongly, not everyone out of work is eligible. Generally, only those who are laid off are, and that is just over half of the unemployed. The rest, like those fresh out of school, or who quit voluntarily, or who were fired, are generally not covered. That is why experts say that under our current system, a good rule of thumb is that a state's recipiency rate should be around 50%. The problem is, nationally, even before this pandemic, we were at just 28%, and in some states like North Carolina and Florida, it was around 10%. Just think about what that means. Out of every 10 unemployed people in those states, only one is actually receiving benefits. If you boarded an airplane and learned that only 1 in 10 seats had an oxygen mask, you would wonder, who designed this system? Why did they make it this way? And how do I get the fuck out of here right now? So given that, tonight, let's look at our current unemployment system. And the first thing to know is...
Actually, if everyone were to get unemployment benefits, then that would mean that everyone could, have an opportunity to potentially start surviving. It's not even a full guarantee, by the way. And therefore, it would be, everyone would just go unemployed. That's what they would do. It's like kind of the same fucking argument that some American dumbasses make when we see like Norwegian prisons, right? And people will say like, well, if prisons are as nice as hotels, like, wouldn't people just do crimes to live in prisons? It's like, no, that means that you have to improve the other parts of society to a degree that like people don't have to fucking go to a Norwegian prison as a fucking level up from their current existence.
It is not one system. From the very start, states were given huge latitude in running their unemployment programs, meaning that we essentially have 53 completely different systems, one for each state, plus DC, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands. And not only is that very inefficient, it means the level of benefits vary wildly.
Massachusetts pays the most, up to $1,234 a week. Florida's maximum, $275 a week.
That is a hell of a difference. And it's something that people might want to factor in if they're considering moving somewhere. Well, the climate seems nicer and the schools do seem decent. But before I go, let me just Google, if I lose my job, will this state let me starve? And it's not just where you live that determines your benefit.
Bro, fucking Florida, like, the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, stated openly that the Florida unemployment system was full of bugs and very difficult to maneuver through on purpose because you didn't want it to be easy. Like they did not want it to be easy for people who are in a desperate situation to get back some of the money that they've paid into, basically. Like, that's how fucked up these guys are.
Benefits. It also matters what you do, because many part-time workers, plus independent contractors and gig workers, typically don't qualify for unemployment, which is absurd, given that those jobs make up a significant portion of our modern workforce. And incidentally, black workers are overrepresented in those type of jobs, just as they're overrepresented in the states with the least generous benefits, which might explain why black workers are more likely to be unemployed, but less likely to get unemployment benefits. And inequity was baked into the system from the very beginning. In the 1930s, agricultural and domestic workers were initially purposely excluded, meaning that 65% of black workers weren't covered by the program. It seems in the US, you can basically point to anything, ask, how is that racist, and get a specific historical answer. Freeways? Demolished black communities. Mickey Mouse? Based on minstrel shows. This toddler? Well, his name is Kendall, so it's only a matter of time. The point is, for myriad reasons, you may not be able to get unemployment, and even if you do get it, in many states, it might not be enough to live on. That is something the federal government seemed to basically acknowledge was a problem last year when it suddenly temporarily expanded unemployment to cover more workers and boosted benefits by $600 across the board. So, how did our system get this shitty? And whose fault is it? Is it Elmo's? The answer is not definitely no yet. But the truth is, a lot of the system's shortcomings were the result of deliberate choices. For one, remember, businesses fund unemployment insurance through taxes that go into state trust funds. And after the last financial crisis drained those funds, states needed to restore them. But rather than do the sensible thing, raise taxes to get more money coming in, many opted instead just to cut benefits and make them harder to get. And as they did this, some in the national media cheered them on, like sentient plantation wedding Laura Ingraham.
It's simple human nature that people are a little less motivated as long as there's a check coming in. You know what my mom used to say? God rest her soul. When you're hungry, you'll figure out a way to eat. Right?
This statement is infinitely worse than anything an out-of-touch liberal could ever say. Okay? This is so disgusting. And a lot of conservatives do not recognize this as a disgusting sentiment. Like, it's disgusting because if you were describing why violence breeds as a consequence of your socioeconomic conditions, then it's an understandable take. But you know Laura Ingraham is literally saying this as in, let them figure it out on their own. Like, fuck them. You understand what I'm saying? Like, she's literally saying, like, oh, if you're starving, you'll figure it out.
Hunger brings drive. Hunger for opportunity, hunger for paycheck, hunger for actual food, hunger for a lifestyle, a way of life. Boy, you find it when there's no helping hand.
Wow. When you're hungry, you'll figure out a way to eat. Well, sometimes, Laura. The problem is, sometimes not, and then it's a tragedy. There's a reason that famines aren't generally referred to as a lack of can-do attitude. And that kind of rhetoric has become pretty popular. Your most racist uncle has undoubtedly said something similar, probably to a waitress at Red Lobster, completely ruining Mother's Day. And that speaks to the kind of attitudes toward the unemployed, ranging from simmering contempt to a callous disregard, that lie beneath many states' aggressive policy changes over the past decade. Starting in 2012, Tennessee passed laws making the process to apply far more difficult. One justification being that somehow...
This is the worst part about it is like, dude, it's red states that like fuck over their workers even harder than any other state too. In a lot of instances, it's like red states that try desperately to fuck over their unemployed. And it's a lot of these people who rely on these programs, who fucking hate their government programs, that end up hating the government even further and think like, oh, it's worse if the Democrats are in charge because it's going to be fucking more government. And I hate the government. That's why conservatives oftentimes find themselves in a much easier position to bargain in the political process, because starving the beast is a lot easier. All you need to do is enforce, or rather just demonstrate a lack of care. And if you can't demonstrate a lack of care, then you can just enforce it. Therefore, creating a position or creating a much better argument to starve the beast. This has been ongoing and truly accelerated in the Reagan era, but it's been ongoing since then. And that's the reason why you immediately think of like, oh, well, everything is the DMV. The DMV sucks. I just don't want the government to deal with this. I wish unemployment was dealt by private entities. Except the difference is private entities are wrought with corruption, but that corruption is justified. You expect your company to be authoritarian. Not a single person would ever turn around and be like, why isn't there a democratic process in my company? No, you know that there's a hierarchy of power. It's basically, if you were to think about it as an organizing body, you expect it to be corrupt because you expect your company and your bosses to care about the profit margin more than your well-being. The government can't do that, which is why I always say the government is big. The government is also very, very difficult stuff. But it is also a necessity, okay? That's it. You have to have accountable bodies that are accountable through the democratic process care for your best interest. You are not going to get that from private corporations. You are not going to get that from the free market. Because the free market, enterprises that work within the free market are always going to want to monopolize. They're always going to want to monopolize. And when they monopolize, they're not beholden to you. But the government, theoretically, under a functioning democracy, is supposed to be beholden to you, the constituents, and the voters. Okay? But of course, government, socialism is the government does things, and the more the government does things, the more socialism it is. Anyway, having said that, it is top of the hour once again. I'm going to run another 60-second ad break. If you want an ad-free broadcasting experience, all you need to do is subscribe. You do it for $5 or for free by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. I'm going to continue the video because I want to get through this right now. Here it is.
Loads of people ineligible for benefits were still getting them, which is complete nonsense, but something that the lieutenant governor back then, Ron Ramsey, certainly believed.
If you were fired from your job for just cause, maybe even for stealing from your employer or chronic absenteeism, you shouldn't be able to draw unemployment.
You don't get unemployment insurance if you're fired for cause now.
The law says they're not supposed to, but buddy, let me assure you, 9 times out of 10 they get their workers' comp, or their unemployment. I can assure you that's the case.
9 times out of 10.
I don't know about that. Okay, that was a Ron Ramsey blanket statement there. But there are plenty of examples.
I'm from Bluntville, which means I just say things blunt.
That they get.
Blounttville.
Oh yeah, don't worry. That's just a classic Ron Ramsey blanket statement. And you know you're in good hands when a government official lies enough to warrant a fucking trademark. Now, Ramsey also argued for drug testing the unemployed, saying, I don't think we need to be supporting that lifestyle with government money. Which is not just an obvious attempt to stigmatise, it also ignores that drugs are actually helpful in some jobs. Like, for instance, this one. How do you think I talk this fast about things this depressing? What do you even think this white void is made out of? I'm surrounded by weapons-grade cocaine. And it wasn't just Tennessee. Lots of states put in new onerous requirements to make sure that people getting benefits deserved them. For instance, Nebraska started requiring 5 work search activities per week, which could include attending a resume writing class or taking a civil service exam, but at least 2 of which had to be applications for suitable work. But if there aren't 2 suitable work opportunities for you to apply for that week, you're shit out of luck. And the problem is, each additional requirement like that increases the chances that someone's going to make a mistake or fail to check a box and get denied benefits that they need. And as they were doing this, states were also aggressively targeting fraud, which isn't in itself a bad idea. States do lose money to fraud. Before the pandemic hit, it wasn't honestly a lot, an average of 3%. But that actually surged last year when organized criminals targeted unemployment programs. And California alone said it lost $11 billion. But the thing is, you have to be very precise in how you go after fraud, because if a claim is wrongly flagged, it can be significantly delayed and innocent people then get hurt. That is something that Kentucky's governor recently found when he shared what he clearly thought was a pretty flagrant example.
We had somebody apply for unemployment for Tupac Shakur here in Kentucky, and that person probably thought they were being funny. They probably did.
Oh my God, I bet that there is actually a Tupac Shakur. Oh no. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck.
Except for the fact that because of them, we've got to go through so many other claims.
Okay. He made a very confident public example of that because he knew no one could be called Tupac Shakur, right? That is just not a name that people have, except, of course, famously for this guy, but we all know he's living in the Falkland Islands right now. No one else could have that name. It's absolutely impossible.
Okay, to be fair, even I thought it was a meme. Like, everyone memed on it. Come on. I thought it was a fucking meme, too.
I think you know what's coming next.
I mean, but the difference is I'm a fucking dumb Twitch himbo, and he himself is the government official. You should have done your fucking research before you did that.
I owe somebody an apology tonight. Last night I spent a little bit of time talking about fraudulent claims holding us up. I mentioned an individual that had filed in the name of Tupac Shakur. I didn't know, and it's my fault, that we have a Kentuckian who goes by Malik, whose name is Tupac Shakur. I talked to him on the phone today. I apologized.
Yeah, I bet you did. And I will say that is just further proof that nothing good can ever come from a middle-aged white man knowing anything about rap. Period. We just can't handle it. That's how you get Macklemore. And if you're thinking, hey, what's so bad about Macklemore?
Not bad.
You are very much part of the problem here. And some mistakes happen on a much bigger scale.
Okay,
Michigan
that was a good joke.
rolled
Good
out
job.
a new system in 2013 which flagged tens of thousands of cases for fraud. Unfortunately, a review 4 years later found it had a 70% error rate, meaning they falsely accused more than 40,000 people of fraudulently claiming benefits and had been wrongfully recouping massive amounts of money from many of them. And the problem with the word recoup there is it sounds kind of bloodless until you realise that those people were required to repay their benefits at a 400% penalty, which is just brutal. It's like a hospital mistakenly thinking that a patient wrote a bad check and deciding to recoup their fucking hip replacement. Hey, I didn't do anything wrong and I really needed that. And if you want to see how all of this, poor technology, deep benefit cuts, and absurd eligibility requirements can come together to break a vital social program, look no further than Florida, America's vestigial tail. Florida's previous governor and Slenderman understudy Rick Scott took a hatchet to the state's program while in power.
Like, I was thinking, will Florida be able to find someone worse than Voldemort himself? And they did. It was wild, but they did.
When
Good
he
job,
was sworn
Florida.
in, employers that year paid an average of $319 per employee in unemployment.
You could have literally had a dude who likes to do meth and, fuck male prostitutes. And instead you have Ron DeSantis now. Good job. Can you imagine? By the way, how fucking Florida is it to choose between dude who likes to do meth with male prostitutes or fucking Ron DeSantis? Like, straight up, dude. That is the most Florida fucking thing on the planet.
Unemployment taxes. By the time he left office, they were paying just $50 per employee, the lowest in the country.
By the way, there is nothing wrong with, I don't know, soliciting male prostitutes for sex. I am obviously not shitting on that.
And less
The
than
meth part is a little
the
wild,
national
but
average. And to balance those cuts out, as Scott proudly told a conference of young Republicans in 2019, he found ways to keep a lot of Floridians off unemployment.
About 22 million people live in Florida. How many people today, just throw out a guess, how many people when I left office were on unemployment benefits? 10 million's one. Anybody else? 61,000. All right? Yeah.
Wow, that is some nervous applause. Even in that room, you can feel people thinking, wait, 61,000 out of 22 million? Oh, that feels way too low. Is what he did terrible?
Motherfucker said 10 million, bro. They said 10 million because in the mind of a conservative, they're like, okay, well, half the state is black and unemployed, obviously. Come on, like, that's what's going on. Meanwhile, the reality is like, oh, no, never mind. It's just 61,000. Holy shit, that seems kind of dangerously low.
Never mind. We're clapping now. Okay, I do feel better when we clap. Now, to achieve those numbers, Scott employed all the tactics you've seen. Florida started requiring that people document contacts with 5 employers per week, reduced total benefits by slashing the number of weeks you could receive them, and threw in some extra obstacles like requiring applicants to complete a 45-question skills assessment, testing their reading, math, and research skills, a policy...
DeSantis stats do not lie. He's literally one of the best in the nation. Yes. DeSantis and stats do not lie is hilarious when considering the fact that, cops literally raided a whistleblower epidemiologist under DeSantis's governance because she leaked the actual results of that were being underreported. Similar to Andrew Cuomo, by the way, which is hilarious because I hate both of them and I shit on Andrew Cuomo and DeSantis, but you're a dumbass conservative and you think Andrew Cuomo bad because he's liberal, libtard, but DeSantis good for literally doing the exact same thing. Very cool.
So clearly meant to impede access, the Department of Labor's Civil Rights Division determined it violated federal non-discrimination law. The state also forced everyone to file online and rolled out an expensive new claim system, which was immediately plagued with glitches. And despite all Rick Scott's reassurances at the time that they would be fixed, they pretty clearly weren't, because the system crashed so badly.
Oh, she was a data scientist, not epidemiologist. Sorry. I thought she was an epidemiologist.
Last
She was a data
They had to
scientist.
suddenly shift
She was
to
working with the
paper applications,
epidemiologist,
which,
though, in this
in the
state.
middle of a